The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we analyze and deconstruct the latest news pertaining to your health, fitness, and diet, and where we take a look at what's going on and see if it makes sense to us.
That's right.
Folks, please pick up our Health Signals newsletter. I've got a new one coming your way, and of course it's launch day for the Primal Edge today. So if you go to the TFNN banner right now, I've got it showing. And right there is the Primal Edge, and you can hit that, and it will take you right to the link where you can order. So very cool. We're very excited about this whole thing. So you know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you.
Absolutely. Every day. We take it every day.
We take it every single day. And we'll have the commercial coming up at the break, too. So I tweeted about it, and I put it on Facebook. And
we're excited. We put a lot of energy into bringing, I like to call it a one-shot wonder. Well, maybe there's not really any such thing as a one-shot wonder, but we think we come pretty close.
This is the closest thing there is, as far as I'm concerned. I take it every day, and if I'm not feeling quite on, I'll take it in the afternoon again. So. And
actually, there's a lot of people, our developer is a big fan of that.
Yes.
A divided, time of day that you'll take it because of the active forms of the B vitamins that we have there kind of can give you that little pickup that we often feel.
Yeah, and I did notice the pickup on it, too. Folks, the best way to take this, too, and Paige really instructed me on this early, that take it about an hour before you eat in the morning. And what's the reason for that?
Well, we allow all these nutritional elements to get into the body and to be used, and what we really want to make sure people do, too, is follow it with pure, clean water. Because the fulvic humic is a powerful, we call it nature's genius chemist, right?
All right.
So in other words, it helps us to take minerals and elements that our body needs and put them into a form that's usable by the body, and at the same time, chelate out those things that aren't useful to the body, or forms that aren't useful to the body. Right. So that pure water. So naturally, we don't want to take something that is such a driver of getting nutrition in the cell. We don't want to follow it with a bunch of junk tap water with fluoride and chlorine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we want to utilize the fresh, clean water to get it in there. So we're so excited. I know all of you have been very patient waiting for this launch and to have it available. We have it in stock, so we hope those of you will get on that order page and get it ordered and come into your house so you can.
Yeah, and if you really want to dig a little bit more, you can go to my website, which is on the front page of TFNN.com, is Living a Primal Lifestyle. You hit that, you go to my page, and there's a whole thing here on fumic and humic.
The power of the fulvic and the humic acids, and why we wanted this powerful nature's delivery system to be really the driving force behind the nutrition. You can take every multivitamin, mineral supplement that you have, but if it can't get in the cell, guys, you're not going to be well. If you don't get in the cell, you're not going to be well. And that's what we want to make sure. We're taking, and we want to make sure we get the biggest bang for our buck.
Yes.
And we want to use things that are useful to the body.
Yeah. I like this on the page here. It says fumic acid is beneficial in part because
you're mixing up the two words.
Oh, fulvic. Yeah, excuse me.
Fulvic and humic, but it's a tongue twister.
Well, it's a little small printing here. Yeah. Fulvic acid is beneficial in part because as plants and other living things absorb high levels of fulvic acid, their biochemical reactions are sped up and become more efficient. Enzyme activity increases the cell, and cell membranes become more permeable. Water is able to enter the cell at an above normal rate, and this is beneficial for both plants and animals by promoting balanced hydration and allowing the body to pass unwanted toxic substances.
Correct. What we really are doing with these is we're helping to balance the cellular environment, and that includes the interstitial and the extracisternal, the water that our cells are living in, and the water around the cells.
Okay.
So, you can take a look at someone's blood if you were a person who had access to, blood microscopy. You can look under the microscope and you'll see that maybe where you had rouleau or the blood cells sticking and clumping because they had lost their electrical charge. After taking fulvic and humic minerals, a few minutes you'll see that they're balanced. It creates that charge, that negative electron potential on the cell membrane.
That's why we call it ionic.
Correct.
So it has resonance. And with all this stuff in the news in the last few days with Ebola and everything, it just starts to make you think that, boy, I want to be as healthy as possible, because there are things around that can really hurt us. And I think if our immune system is at its peak performance, we're much better able to survive what attacks us now. I'm not saying this is curing Ebola. All I'm saying is that,
health begins in the soil.
It does begin in the soil, and it resonates in us, and we need to be healthy so when something is exposed to us, we have a better chance of avoiding getting contacted by that. And this is a disease, of course, Ebola, which is only passed on, they say, by fluid exchange of some kind, whether that's sweat. But if you touch somebody that's sweating and you hit your eyeball or your nose or something like that, that potentially could do it. And this guy that came from Liberia apparently didn't know that the patient he was moving was a pregnant woman. And she was feeling ill, and so they decided to move that into the hospital. Some sources are even claiming that, well, he lied, but I think probably, I'll take the benefit of the doubt, that he probably didn't know. And I don't even think the health worker knew.
Right.
And, of course, he had no symptoms whatsoever, and he lands, and boom, all of a sudden he's symptomatic, and now everybody's panicking. And I can't blame him in a way, but, we have to be sensible about it and find out who he contacted, and, they even say some of the people aren't even cooperating. So, that brings out a whole bag of worms all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
So now, now our rights start to get into the thing. What will the medical community do? Do they quarantine these forcefully? And what suspicion do you have to do that? There's a lot of things that are coming into this now, and I'm always wondering why the government is pushing the edge on, trying to make us do things, or not even government, but sometimes corporations or other governments or airlines or security people or whatever. It just brings to mind all these little complications that can complicate our lives, add stress to the situation, add stress to us, and stress is one of the things that really deteriorates our health.
Absolutely, but I'm not stressed because I have been at the 8th annual microcurrent conference and training,
in fact,
and my mind is blown away.
I'm sure. And I want to thank you, because I know you're in the middle here. And since this is launch day, she says, no, I'm coming back. I'm going to do this. And
I'm in a 5-day intensive training and conference, so I'm sure you guys will get to enjoy some of the little pearls of wisdom that I'm picking up.
What are you picking up immediately? What can you tell us?
As you know, many of the people that I consider to be my mentors are people who have had a big impact on what I believe as far as health and healing are there. Dr. Jerry Tennant, Healing is Voltage, you all have heard me talk about that. And actually, it was, a lot of the work of Dr. McWilliams, who is part of an organization I'm in, Dr. Von Cook from the Zyto Corporation. This is all about using microcurrent. And let me just say that, but it's beyond that. We're looking at all kind of energetic modalities or frequency delivered information that allows the body to do the healing, because as we know, the only thing that heals you is yourself.
Yeah.
And that's your whole self,
yes,
which is not just the physical body, but the energetic self that is all of you. And, really, this is an age, when we've had this shift of remembering, putting things together that we knew. At the turn of the century, medical doctors were curing people of diseases, royal rife. Right now I'm missing a presentation by the foremost authority on rife technology, and he's dispelling some myths and some truths and sharing some truths and untruths. But, most of the chronic diseases or the acute diseases that we're suffering were addressed quite easily with electromedicine. But the Flexner report.
Yeah, when you're talking rice, you're talking about the rest and...
Well, that's one area of frequency medicine. Royal Rife was an inventor. Royal Rife.
Okay.
But he was one person who was very successful, and his work was stolen, and buried. At the time, we've talked about the Flexner report, but at the time that this report came out, much of the schools and the technologies that naturopaths and doctors that were using vitalism, and that's what I really realize. I'm a vitalistic practitioner. I'm a vitalistic educator. I believe there is a source, a supreme source, above, around, up, down, sideways, God, Spirit, Father, Mother, Earth, electricity, magnetism, that is responsible for the healing and is completely responsible. And it is not that some biochemicals can't be used, but that's not what does the healing. In fact, we often find they get in the way. Yeah. But in any case, this has been the last two. We've got vendors that are there, magnificent companies. It just makes you want to bring home all the toys. And the next 3 days after today will be case studies of using these technologies to improve people's health or reverse, allow the body to help reverse a condition that maybe was thought to be left untreatable. Yeah. So it's excellent. And in fact, it's some of this group that I'm with that I first learned about the power of fulvic humic. And was exposed to the people that we brought in for this. So it's good stuff, guys, but it's good to be back here with you. It's
this education that you're doing, have been doing for such a long time, that brought us the fulvic and the humic in the Primal Edge. Paige really insisted on the ingredients and how they were supposed to be put together in this, and we had a fabulous chemist put this together for us. Of course, I tested it personally. I think it's a fantastic product. It's $119 if you buy one bottle, plus $10 shipping and handling, so that's $129. But we have a special price here for $89 if you sign up for monthly shipping. Now, what happens is, say you're dissatisfied for some reason, what you can do is 10 days before you're going to get this thing, then you can cancel it. So why not order it for the $89, and then if you don't like it for some reason, I can't even imagine why you wouldn't, but if you do, then you get you just stop it at the $119. You don't have to pay the $119, you pay the $89, and you just stop it when you want it.
Well,
it's a great product, though, folks, and I really encourage you. Please go to the website and check it out. It's right on the front page of TFNN.com. Just hit the button and order it. We'll get it to you in a couple of days. We've got a good supply of it in, and I'm sure we'll be ordering more. At the same time, please check out my new Health Signals newsletter. I've got a new one here.
I'm going
to discuss it in just a couple of minutes. So please stick around. We have a phone number here. It's 877-927-6648, and we'll be talking a little bit more about what's in the newsletter, a little bit more about the Primal Edge, and
we're going to take your questions.
Phone calls. That's exactly right. We'll be right back, folks.
See you in a minute.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Andy Hecht's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Emails and everything. Each time you do something, it checks everything.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Paige Clarke and Nico Haan, and we just have a hot-off-the-press new copy of the Health Signals newsletter.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this.
Benefits and dangers of supplements. You know, you see this in the mainstream newspapers, and you hear it, and so what do we say?
Well, the reason I put this in here, first of all, because Primal Edge was coming out. And I wanted people really to be aware and do some of their own digging so they can convince themselves that they need an edge. Yeah. And they need a product to help them. And Primal Edge, I think, is that product.
And I think people need to understand that, Dr. Wallach, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, he influences me a lot. And, he has his product, but I believe ours, with the power of fulvicumic, is just absolutely far superior. I mean, he actually has some minerals, but by the time you put it all together, it's like, almost double ours.
Yes.
Yeah, to get the same stuff. Yeah. But kind of the key thing here is that, guys, we need a cheap insurance policy. These soils that made our ancient people, they didn't have to worry about it. They had nature's alchemic genius in the soil.
They really didn't.
The fulvicumic acids were produced.
Before agriculture, there was no signs of cancer unless it was something from the outside, that was rubbing against something. But as far as from inside the body, types of cancer virtually never happened until agriculture started happening.
That's an interesting, that's a good point. And the other thing I want people to be aware of is that unfortunately, not only do we not have access to it, so the idea of eating your 4 square meal or 3 square meals, this just doesn't get it, guys, because no matter, it's not available in the food.
And whoever came up with that anyway? I mean, we just ate when we were hungry in the old days.
But that's not even the point. The point is the food that we have doesn't have what we need in it. Right. But the key thing you got to take the next step is, okay, so supplement it. But if you take supplements in forms that your body can't use, then you may be creating more damage. Yeah. We know that there's lots of research that often appears in the mainstream press that says, oh my God, vitamin E causes cancer, or beta-carotene causes lung cancer. Remember, all these tests were done with synthetic forms of these. Yeah. And again, synthetic forms, the body doesn't have that miracle, alchemic genius at work there. Yeah. So the body has to either get rid of it or use it or store it. Yeah, in this next article about cancer, heart disease, and telomeres, he really does go into that a little bit when he talks about the different steps. Food with nitrates and things like that, and of course doing exercise, which helps remove toxins, and supplements that have nitric oxide and and that's a big organization that's there that did the research on the nitric oxide. We all did our little nitric oxide test there to show if we were at sufficient levels. I was very pleased that I was on the optimum, but we were getting so much in terms of microcurrent biofeedback. It was just it was awesome. Next article on here is gum massage with sesame oil and other oils. Of course, we call this like oil pulling. Correct. That was sesame oil. I think is the original oil used for oil pulling. Yeah, that's what I use because it has a nice nutty taste. That's why I like it's thinner. It's really, it depends on which one you use. They have a more refined one that is for high heat, and that's thinner. But the original one... No, I mean as opposed to, say, taking a glob of coconut oil. I mean, the key point is... it's not saturated. Yeah. The key is that all of these fats have healthy substances in them, and we're absorbing them at the capillary level here. Why do you use oil to clean your car, inside of your car? That motor oil is there cleaning things and keeping things working. Yeah. How about that? It just gets down to understanding that we're biochemical, we're biological machines. In a sense, yeah. So we need to recharge our voltage sometimes. We know that cotton oil lubricated things. It was never considered a food till Crisco oil started. Yeah, the canola oil was rapeseed, and it was an industrial oil. And these guys said, hey, this is so great, let's start giving it to people. And the same with the cottonseed. You wouldn't think of eating cotton. Maybe cotton candy, but not cotton. And you can always spike your oils. We're not against spiking things a little bit. So using your sesame oil or your coconut oil, you can. Well, in Colorado, they're spiking it. Yeah, they're using lots of spiking in there. But I mean, we've got essential oils you can add to. And this is an extensive article here. Yeah. So for those of you that have been on the fence about oil pulling, this is a great article. Yes. Now, this is interesting here. 4 ways you can keep from losing your eyesight, and specifically in cataracts. Folks, this conference that I'm on is put on by Dr. Condrat, Edward Condrat. He is a world-renowned eye doctor. Dr. Tennett's a world-renowned eye doctor. So if you have anyone that's in a situation where they're at risk of losing their eyesight and need to work on that, these doctors are doing cutting-edge things using energy medicine. Wow. Nutrition and energy medicine. Little voltage, little frequency. Dr. Condrat, Dr. Tennant, Dr. Courtney, all of these. There's quite a few other eye doctors. I wish I could give them all a plug because they're just fascinating. But we're there not just about the eyes, but this is something you guys want to get up to snuff on. 877-927-6648. That's the number. Please go to the website, pick up some Primal Edge juice, and also pick up my newsletter. We'll be right back, folks.
You've heard Nico de Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. This is Nico and Paige on our Primal Edge debut. Please...
special day.
Yeah, special day. Please go to the TFNN page and click on the Primal Edge banner there and...
get yourself some.
Yeah, get yourself a bottle of that. What were we talking about? I wanted to...
Tell everybody about our Facebook page. If you actually are on Facebook, go to Facebook.
Go to Primal Edge, and we're right there. And
go like us and share.
Yes.
Share with your friends.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We were talking about, of course, the ionic resonance of cells and how we can pick up things from other human beings. We have this resonance about us.
Well, resonance really is all things have a resonance. Organs, glands, tissues, but also pathogens.
Yeah.
So really, homeopathy is based on kind of a resonance theory of like cures like. In other words, if you have watery eyes in homeopathic treatment, you would receive basically a homeopathic preparation of onion. See, you know how onions make your eyes,
Right.
you know. And then this is primarily, you know, this and food and tinctures and so forth were the way that we
Well, it
we
happens at every
practiced
level,
medicine
because
earlier.
when you think about just like the sun, we see the sun and it's this big, huge ball in the sky, but beyond where the light is, there's other frequencies that we can't see that are much larger, and we know that the whole resonance spectrum of the sun is a disc-shaped thing that goes out billions of miles past our planets.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it, Nico?
Yeah.
Because really the light spectrum that we see is just a smidgen, you know?
You're
It's
right.
like a half an inch on a ruler that's a foot long. You know what I'm just trying
Yeah,
to say? It's
yeah.
just a small amount of what what is
So
really
I
the
think the
visible.
same thing happens with us, because we have this kind of halo around us, but it probably even penetrates much further, and we're probably, you know, probably everyone in the world is connected on a small level, and maybe a great level, who knows? But I think there is this whole connection with everything that, you know, and there are some negative things that happened. But you should, I think the more sensitive you are, the better of health you are. You can be more sensitive, and that goes with mental health and physical health and spiritual health and whatever you want to call it. When you play that game of being healthy, I think what happens is you become more sensitive to those things.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then you
All of it's
learn more.
part
And of course, that's part of intelligence, too, being more sensitive to things, and, of course, not being distracted by many things, too. You know, my wife and I made a decision that January 1st we're going to cut off our cable.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, big challenge.
But see, I don't see you being the type of person that sits there watching TV anyways.
Well, we do watch one or two shows in the evening. I go to bed relatively early, so we, you know, of course, these days you're DVRing everything, pretty
Right.
much. So we pick out one or two shows a night. Sometimes we get in one, sometimes we get in twos, but that's 2 hours. And on the weekends, the only time we really watch TV might be on a Sunday morning, and I'll watch an old Western or something like that, or I'll watch some sports.
But it doesn't mean that you're not going to watch things. You're just going to be more selective.
We're going to be very selective, and we're not going to have the $230 bill every
Isn't it
month.
amazing how much
I
the
know.
cable's gotten? It's crazy.
And then if you order something on pay-per-view, then it's another $60 or $70. It's insane. It really is. And it's too bad, because the part of the problem with it, the way it's structured, is the commercials.
Yeah.
And, you know, here we are doing a commercial, too. So, you know, but you get my meaning. I was reading a great article in the Smithsonian recently. In fact, as I was sitting on the toilet this morning. But it's a real good article. It's about the beginning of radio. And radio was pretty much just like the internet is today, or even maybe earlier internet, when there was no advertising on the internet whatsoever. And that's the same thing with radio. And in fact, anybody, I should say, could have a little transmitter and transmit. There was no regulation whatsoever. It wasn't regulated until somebody thought of doing a commercial, and then bigger stations were getting money to air these things, and then they wanted territory. So then they were kicking the small guys off by regulation or by money or just bullying or whatever. And slowly there was a commission that was built to regulate this whole thing. And of course, we've got a regulation over the internet, but the internet is much more free-flowing. But I do see, with all the security concerns and all this, you know, the fear-mongering that goes on our TV from corporations and governments and other sources, that they're going to clamp down on this and regulate it more and more, and then restrict normal people, and I consider us normal people, from doing, you know, a personal broadcast of some kind.
So it may actually become more state-run, so to speak.
Well, that would be scary.
Yeah, that is
We're
scary.
state-run enough. With I consider corporations kind of a state. They consider themselves as individuals, I suppose, but I think they're more like a state.
Yeah.
Much more powerful. That you can do a lot more money.
That's true.
So I think they should be allowed in campaigns, if they want to contribute. They can contribute $1. I think it'd be a lot better.
Right. Imagine all that lobbying money going away.
Everybody just
all of those representatives that we vote in would have a little different retirement plan probably if the lobbyists were limited on what they could do.
So let's get back to the health signals. There's a nice article on your body tissues that can regenerate through nutrition.
Well, we know this, folks, because guess what nutrition is? Live source food is frequency.
Yeah.
So our body is not inherently needing, so understand what I'm saying here, vitamin D, it needs the frequency that is vitamin D. There is a frequency in vitamin D. So that's, but these are great ideas here in this article.
That's a neat way to think about things, too, because if you think of a frequency, now you're thinking of something that's alive, that has its own organization, kind of, in
something that's vital.
Chaos theory says that many things and most things self-organize. Okay, like the planets revolve, and they're always revolving. A plant seems to know what to do. A dog has its certain instincts, and so everything self-organizes. And I was reading an interesting article about a fellow, and I forget his name. I wish I could remember it, but what he was talking about was that we as human beings do the same thing if we're left alone. If there's no government or there's no church, we self-organize at a much better rate. And so self-organization is kind of like a tribal system, where people...
So we would naturally be drawn to more of a tribal system without these
without anybody telling you what to do. We would naturally do the normal things that we would be doing.
There would be an organization.
And it would be much more efficient. We'd get better things done because we'd be sharing instead of competing. And we'd also be able to pick our people just by saying, hey, yeah, you're good at that. You're going to be doing that, that type of thing. And there wouldn't be any need for the crime and things that go on unless there's some mental problem. But generally, social crimes are the reason they're social crimes is because the society has invented them to make money.
Yeah. Well, this article is great because it kind of gives you an idea of foods. Remember last week when I made the comment about stevia?
Yes.
Right there in that article, beta cell rejuvenation is, regeneration. Stevia is on the list as being a substance that, helps to heal the pancreas.
Yeah.
But again, tools you can use. This is really great, guys. Cafeteria face-off, Google versus the hospitals. So what does Google know that maybe our hospitals could learn?
Yeah,
right?
Well, it's funny that, the place where you go to get well has some of the really substandard food. It doesn't really make much sense because I think you would have to start with that.
What would happen if every hospital was, blending high-speed, high photochemical smoothies every day for the people that were in there? Just
feeding them just normal food. It's local from, where they're from and caring people. That's what you need. Onion, the most overlooked superfood. I got a few little articles. Here's one, what's most important, and Al Sears is really talking about a lot of the omega-3s.
Well, again, the proper ratio of the omega-3, 6s, unadulterated. See, because a lot of people are getting a lot of the omega-6s, but they're getting them in a damaged form. You eat in a restaurant, we're getting omega-6 overload, but we really do need more omega-6. Brian Peskin's work, a lot of doctors at this seminar are supporting Brian Peskin and Patricia Kane's work on that. What is most important? I hadn't had a chance to...
He's talking about the vitamins.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Modern humans and Neanderthal, and these are kind of interesting, so if you're interested in that. The future of agriculture may be up. This is real interesting, and I've got a movie in... kind of at the back.
I think if you're a newsletter subscriber, you are really on the cutting edge of everything that has to do with health, fitness, and diet. Don't you agree? I hope you guys are subscribers. And it's got some great
recipes. This is roasted tomato soup, and the only way I would ever eat tomatoes, I think, would be roasting tomatoes or in a soup like this. There's another really good barbecue...
crock-pot chicken.
Yeah, it's
nice
really tasty.
To do.
And there's a whole little article on a mom's recipe of no-sniffle soup. We're coming into the flu season. So
yeah, start putting your bone broths together.
Yeah, and this is...
that might not be a bone broth, but it's a nice good vegetable.
It starts with that.
Okay.
It's included in it. I got exercises. One of the most important exercises is to do the squat and learning how to do a squat, and then several ways of drilling yourself and getting down to a real deep squat. So real interesting stuff.
And the pictures really help.
Yeah, they do. Primal Edge, of course, launch, and then we end. The cells in your body react to everything that your mind says. Negativity brings it down your immune system.
Absolutely.
That's really what it is we want to eliminate stress, and stress can come from so many forms, because we often talk about stress because we get bad news, or we're in a hurry to do things, but there's also stress from over-exercising.
Right.
There's also stress from not doing enough.
Yeah, I just say, like I always say, you either have too much of this or not enough of this one, and stress is interfering with it all.
Yeah,
get it down to the basics.
And in today's society, it's tough not to be stressed. I think every day I find myself all of a sudden checking myself and finding, okay, I need to calm down here. There's no reason for your mind to be going this way when you could just center yourself, take a deep breath, and then go the other way.
Yeah, I think it's really important. A lot of what I like to work with the people that come to see me is to help them define what they're doing to lower the impact of stress in their life.
Yeah.
And that stress can be emotional.
Yeah.
It could be financial. It could be physical. So many of us don't know how to breathe. We never got an instruction manual on the proper way to breathe. And most of us breathe wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I think the power of yoga, Allie told me when I was taking her class, as long as you're breathing, you're having a perfect yoga practice. As long as you're breathing right, you're having a perfect yoga practice. And if people could understand that, they really are. They can do yoga anywhere.
I like to look at like a 3-year-old kid. Especially the girls. They're a little more coordinated at 3 than the boys. And the way they move and squat down and roll and are flexible, that's kind of like, that's very good health.
Yeah.
And so you need to be healthy, not just be relaxed in your head, have good health physically, but you also need to be able to be flexible, not just physically, but also flexible in how you approach life.
Thinking, yeah.
And your thinking.
Yeah,
So
you
the
think
stress-
of that child, rolling around, getting up, or rubbing their nose, running.
Well, they have those responsibilities too, so it's fun.
Yeah.
Everything is fun. I always go back to my childhood, and I always had fun. No matter what was going on, I always had fun, and that's part of having no responsibility. But I think a lot of the responsibilities we have today are put on by our society, by our
also
media, by ourselves, from the pressure to fit in, just like everybody else is.
Yeah.
And I think working on that goes a long way of de-stressing yourself so you can take on the things that are maybe physical stress, and you won't have as much because now you've got more energy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you what, we came across something from GreenMed Info called Why I Kicked My Keurig to the Curb, and I thought this was so important because, we like to use coffee as a vehicle to get good fats. As you all know, whether we call it Tiger Brew, Dave Asprey calls it bulletproof coffee.
Well, he should call it that. He invented it in that kind of way. And it was interesting because
although I think I added the collagen before he did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So we add, MCT oil or coconut oil, grass-fed butter, collagen, Great Lakes gelatin collagen, or
I use Now's
collagen,
gelatin.
Or make your own broth and keep it in the refrigerator and take a big blob of it because it's nice and gel and put that in there. Yeah. One of my clients is making broth for me. She brings it in. Oh God, she's the best.
I put a nice about 2.5, maybe 3 ounces of butter in mine for an afternoon if I want to, have that energy going.
Hey, remember, folks, cream is made from butter.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, this article, I just want to give you a heads up. If you're using one of those devices...
Yeah, the reason that they're bad because of course, they're little capsules. Right.
Well, listen to this.
Okay.
The author said, I wondered, how fresh is the coffee in a K-cup?
Yeah.
Where does it come from? What toxins am I exposing myself to as the hot water forces the coffee through the little holes poked in the plastic cup? What is that lid made of that is poked at the top to allow the water to come into the cup? What chemicals are used in the flavoring of all these coffees? Is there a filter inside the plastic cup, and what is it made of, and how secure is the plastic cup? Think about this, guys. Sometimes we have to go back to basics, but I'm really concerned. This article, we got it from GreenMed Info. If you're using one of these devices, check it out.
Yeah, and it's mold. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the real thing. Yeah. Molds and chemicals growing in these things.
877-927-6648. We have one segment Coming up, it's just time to hit that button that says Primal Edge and pick up a bottle today. We'll be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Up next, the Diagnostics Trading Hour with Daryl Martin here on TFNN.
Welcome back, everybody. And hey, what do we know? We saw some stuff in the news, stuff we've been talking about for ages about movement and how important it is to stay healthy. An article was in NBC News that said why your desk job might be killing you and maybe some ideas of what you can do about it.
Yeah, and, probably a lot of people listening, because they do trading and things, may be sitting down a lot.
Yeah,
and,
we've talked about sitting on the ball because you can actually create some lymphatic movement by bouncing on the ball. Also puts your back in the proper
Yeah, it's really
alignment.
good for your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. They even have some ones that are kind of like a seat, and there's a ball in the seat.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think the ball by itself is a lot better. But definitely standing. I've seen people put a little box over, under their computer, and so raise it up so then you can stand. And Tom had and I had discussed one time that it'd be nice to be standing up and doing this too.
I think standing in horse stance. My Qigong teacher Jeff has taught us the power of horse stance, which is you're standing on the bubbling well, which is kind of this part of the foot.
Oh, okay.
And
while
it's actually
doing the show?
While you're working at your computer.
Oh, okay.
You're getting that same...
I thought while we were doing the show.
Well, we could. Yeah. We could be standing here. We could try that. Maybe we should put our, we should be authentic.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be standing in horse stance while we do the show.
I'll get my ballet shoes on.
But, what are some of the other points that the article was talking about?
Well, really that we're doing a lot of things that just have us sitting in, really not postures that are not good for us.
Right.
I mean, I have a problem too. I get in front of the computer, I'm all set, and I go like this, and as the day goes on, pretty soon I'm hunched over. My wife comes up to me and she touches me on the shoulder. Why are you sitting like that? You're not even realizing it.
You need a little microcurrent device.
Yeah, in fact, I have one, and I don't even like the way it works that much. But you're supposed to wear real tight clothing or something, I guess. So.
No, for what?
They have this little monitor that you put on here like that, and you get in a certain posture, and you press it and hold it, and then it remembers that posture, and then you start slouching, and then it gives you a warning.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that article, what was kind of nice about it was really NBC News was stating that, we need to do things to remove our sedentary life.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with stagnant lymph flow. And if everybody started their day, you can go to a store, they have lymph brushes, but you can even go buy a natural bristle brush and you brush your skin towards the heart, which is the way the lymph flows. It doesn't have a pump, so we need to help it. We need to bounce around on that ball. We need to go on a mini trampoline, get on a vibration machine, move, exercise.
Yeah, my massage therapist said that too. When you're rubbing and trying to get those little spots that hurt, you finally get into it, and the pain starts to go away. She says then slowly. You wipe it like that and help it move just by doing it lightly.
If you ever have a lymph massage, it's not like the typical massage. They're actually a lymphologist. Is actually moving it like this. It's almost you don't feel it, but it's very powerful.
And sometimes they do like flipping and things like that. Interesting stuff. Please, folks, take time to look at the Health Signals newsletter. We loaded up with a lot of information that we were talking on the same kind of subject, a lot of that content in there, but it's very interesting stuff, and most of it's pretty cutting edge, I would say.
Cutting edge, and we give you the primal edge across all lines of health. For food, diet, nutrition.
Yeah, we're very excited about bringing the Primal Edge to you, too. What it is, it's a 30-day supply. There's 32 ounces in there. You take an ounce a day, and it gives you everything you need as far as
vitamins, minerals, essential amino acids, essential fatty acids, and the special...
detoxing effect.
Yeah, the special ingredient is what we call nature's alchemic genius that helps make sure you use what you need and get rid of what you don't.
Miracle molecules, they're called. And they're special because they really get all the juice that you want in there, and it stays in there. Your cells can use it. So what more could you ask for? Buy the Primal Edge, and we will see you next week.
All right. Take care.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman wave sequence. Using the Chapman wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.